You sold the business, you're ready for the golf course. But instead of teeing off, you're sitting in a cramped office, working 60-hour weeks trying to fix the new buyer's broken processes. The culprit is usually a few harmless-looking words in your contract: assist as needed. Without specific boundaries, a quick knowledge handoff quickly turns into an unpaid, middle management firefighting job. Let's fix that right now. Open a blank spreadsheet or grab a notepad. We are going to build your M&A transition protection plan. If you leave these boundaries undefined, you drain your time, and you actively endanger the final financial payout tied to your company's post-sale performance, your earnout. Step 1 is setting strict operational boundaries. On your spreadsheet, create 2 columns, one for included services and one for refused tasks. Look at this spreadsheet diagram. The left column, included services, must only contain high-level actions like strategic introductions and documented knowledge transfer. On the right are refused tasks. Explicitly reject the daily grind, day-to-day operations, vendor firefighting, and HR disputes. A standard promise to simply help with the transition leaves you exposed to every operational crisis the buyer faces. An itemized service catalog gives you a specific shield to point to when those out-of-bounds requests come in. A successful service catalog creates a hard line. There should be zero overlap between your new role as an advisor and your old role as a daily operational manager. Now that you have your boundaries, you need a way to legally enforce them. We do this by embedding 4 specific anti-scope creep clauses into your agreement. Clause 1 is the hours cap. As you can see in this contract excerpt, you must specify a hard numerical limit on your time. Aim for a maximum of 15 hours per week or 60 hours per month. Clause 2 enforces change orders. Any work requested outside your included services requires written consent and agreed-upon pricing before you start working. Clauses 3 and 4 cover your escape and remedies. You need the right to terminate the agreement for convenience, and you must outline specific financial penalties if the buyer repeatedly requests work beyond your hour cap. By embedding these 4 clauses, you eliminate the expectation of free labor. You are now operating under a strictly metered, paid consulting agreement. Contract clauses only work if you actively track and enforce them. To do that, you need to build a governance engine. Go back to your spreadsheet and create a shared daily service log. Every single hour you work must be mapped directly to a specific request from the buyer. This table structures a weekly steering committee meeting. The agenda has 3 parts: reviewing service KPIs, tracking logged hours, and authorizing change orders. Watch for red flags. If the buyer replaces formal meetings with ad hoc emails, they're bypassing approvals. You also have to reject informal reporting line changes. If you let them bounce you around to different middle managers, you'll receive conflicting directions and end up doing unauthorized work. When the buyer inevitably asks you to take on just one more task, your meticulous daily tracking log serves as your objective evidence to push back. A messy transition period creates the operational friction that directly threatens the calculation of your final earnout payout. To secure that payout, you must write audit protection rules directly into your transition services agreement. This flowchart illustrates independent audit access. You have the right to review financial records validating your earnout within a 30-day window. Notice how calculation discrepancies follow a strict dispute pathway, routed immediately to an independent accounting firm, bypassing the buyer. You also need ordinary course covenants. These legal clauses prevent the buyer from intentionally lowering performance metrics or changing accounting methods to avoid paying your earnout. By locking down this audit path, you strip the buyer of their ability to use fuzzy math or operational sabotage as a weapon against your final payday. Let's review the toolkit you just built: a strict service catalog, a daily tracking log, a weekly governance agenda, and your required legal clauses. This system ensures you get paid for every extra hour you work. It maintains your professional boundaries, and it mathematically protects your earnout. Save your document. Take this exact framework and physically hand it to your M&A attorney to embed into your agreement before you sign anything. A heavily structured exit takes work up front, but it ensures your post-sale life is lived entirely on your own terms.